while since I did any entertainment videos, more specifically on Star Wars. And the reason why is because it's just a lot of people have already covered this issue. And normally on this channel, I talk about mainly political issues, whether they are domestic or foreign. But I need to see my piece with this because, well, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and even now, despite everything, even with the debacle of The Last Jedi, I remain a huge Star Wars fan, and I try to hold out hope that J.J. Abrams will do the sequel trilogy justice for Episode 9, although that is a very large hill to climb up to. I'm not trying to be naive about that sort of situation. Just trying to remain as hopeful as possible about the franchise. But there's been a lot of things that I've been hearing. From one, Mark Hamill himself actually said that he hopes that this would be his the final time that he will play as Luke Skywalker, and Daisy Ridley no longer playing as Rey, not playing as Rey in the next trilogy. Now there are things I have to say about those two different situations. For Mark Hamill, at first I was really sad, and I kind of am still. But a guy named Matt Damon actually mentioned in his channel that he may believe that this is actually kind of a Mark Hamill trying to be a troll, and at the same time trying to diss Disney as well. And considering what happened during The Last Jedi, I honestly don't blame him dissing Disney, because they have completely derailed the franchise as of The Last Jedi, and they had such a bad public relations team. Man, I'm pretty sure that if The Last Jedi was simply The Last Jedi was bad, obviously, but if they just left it at that, just let people say their opinions, that would have been the end of it. But no, they just had to say, oh no, this is great, it's all a bunch of Russian trolls and whatever. And that's the same thing that Rian Johnson has been perpetuating with any critics of The Last Jedi. It's really sad, to be honest. And it's been about nearly 2 years at this point. Nearly 2 years. I still can't believe that he is going this far. I mean, dude, really. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I honestly believe that Mark Hamill may actually be trolling, because during his Twitter feed, and there are some things on his Twitter feed that personally I don't care for. He tends to tweet out stuff which is intentionally to be an online troll. Now he does this not only to ruffle people's feathers, but to be a little bit of teasing with the fans, because obviously he's a major Star Wars fan. He's as much of a major Star Wars fan as I am, because he not only he played Luke Skywalker, he lived it. So he has a major connection to that character. So I do not really think that he would willingly just call it quits with Star Wars. I mean, he would be. I understand that he would be, disheartened by what has happened, but I don't think he would go down that easily. At the same time, Matt Damon actually mentioned, or well, at least one of the other comments on this video actually mentioned about Leonard Nimoy doing the exact same thing with Star Trek Into Darkness. And yet he continued on anyway with Star Trek until he died back in 2015. So that may be the case. I'm holding up hope that is the case, but it's a very it's very slim that may be the actual scenario. He may actually call it quits, and yeah, it's disappointing to hear that from him. After all, I grew up with him as Luke Skywalker, and that's who I will always see as Luke Skywalker. I have that much respect for Mark Hamill. There are some things I don't like about him, but hey, to me, he is Luke Skywalker. Now, on to the other thing about Daisy Ridley. It's kind of clear already that D.B. Weiss is going to make a trilogy where it has a different kind of storyline. It's supposed to be this hasn't been much of a secret among Disney and Lucasfilm, but they have said that that Episode 9 would be the end of the Star Wars franchise. Although there are many people who are saying otherwise, considering that the title is The Rise of Skywalker. But I don't know. We have to just wait and see the movie. Now, whether or not the Skywalker legacy continues on, this trilogy will be on its own path. Some say that it's going to be in the Old Republic. Others say it's going to be in the future. Like, way in the future after Skywalker saga? No one knows. But Daisy Ridley said that she's not involved with this. Now, a lot of people are actually, and even the media, are actually saying that she is that she is just completely out of Star Wars. And a lot of critics of Daisy Ridley, or especially Rey, have been akin to something like that. And they have legitimate arguments to back that up. Not only from what she said with how she's not going to be in the next trilogy, but also prior to the events of The Last Jedi, she mentioned that she had a contract for only three movies, and she plans on calling it quits after Star Wars for at least a period of time. So they have legitimate reasoning to back this up. But here's the thing. What they mentioned really was that about the next trilogy is Rian Johnson's supposed trilogy that's supposedly in production. Honestly, considering the backlash against Rian Johnson and how he's just alienating the entire Star Wars fan base, and among other things, I do not believe whatsoever that Rian Johnson is going to get his trilogy. If there's going to be a trilogy with Rey, and I know a lot of people in the comment section are going to say that they have problems with Rey, some of which I will agree with in terms of like Rey and stuff. I do not believe that's going to be run by Rian Johnson. He has this major amount of baggage on him that has carried on from The Last Jedi. Almost 2 years from the release of The Last Jedi, and people are still criticizing him. And not only that, Rian Johnson has been throwing punches back as well as a result. There was even one time where he actually tweeted out support of a lover of the Last Jedi, who actually just tries to troll, just be mean to anyone who criticizes the Last Jedi. He actually supported that guy, which is so stupid for him to act as a director, as an artist, because this is your work and you should take criticism wherever you go. So yeah, considering that amount of baggage, and especially a lot of the changes in Lucasfilm very recently, especially with that one new producer becoming the senior vice president of live action films, this is definitely gonna be a major. This is definitely not going to support Rian Johnson in any way in building his new Star Wars trilogy. So honestly, I do not believe whatsoever that trilogy is going to happen. All I can say right now is that I really hope that Episode 9 turns out really good, and J.J. Abrams manages to do the sequel trilogy justice, or at the very least, get Star Wars back on track, or at least into the right direction. Because right now, as a result of Rian Johnson and a lot of the other executives in Disney and in Lucasfilm, a lot of people have pretty much just gotten fed up about this situation. And I don't blame them. But I'm trying to still hold out hope. I'm still with the fandom menace in terms of not liking The Last Jedi and just how Lucasfilm is dealing with the brand of Star Wars as well as Disney. But I tried to hold out hope that Star Wars will come back to be the same galaxy from far, far away that we all know and love. My name is Naomi and Audio Truth. Please post your comments down below, like this video, share it, and subscribe. If you have any criticisms for my videos, either post them in the comments down below or message me. Thank you.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain.